My name is David Vanderbosch. This is my wife, Tanya. We're from Garrett, Indiana. We have two lovely kids, Courtney, 18. Our youngest is Madison, she's 11. And we want to share a story with you that started February 4th of 2012, involving our daughter, Courtney, who was 17 at the time, who was involved in a tragic automobile accident. She was ejected from the automobile. She landed in a ditch full of water.
I had received a call that Courtney had been in a bad accident and that she was being taken to Parkview, and we actually beat the ambulance to Parkview.
I got in the back of the ambulance and knew how severe it was.
When Dave opened the back door and put his hands on his head, I knew that it was bad. It was really bad.
I've been on the fire department for 30 years, and I've seen this quite frequently, but never thought it would happen to us. Unfortunately, it did.
She had already had her traumatic brain injury, unknown to me, trying to talk to her. Very, very disturbing, hard to take. I was not aware of how a traumatic brain injury works, and she was just kicking her legs out and her arms were straight. She did not answer me.
The trauma surgeon showed up. They took her down for a scan. We went down and looked at the results. The scan showed shearing of her brain. That was about the most severe you could have for a closed brain injury. He gave her a 25% chance of living. That night we had, obviously we were with Courtney the whole time. We slept in her room. Well, in Courtney's room, obviously there was an array of machines keeping her alive.
Nurses running in and out.
You couldn't sleep. Everything was just focused on Courtney, the machines, the readings, the sounds.
We slept on chairs that folded out into a bed, which was very hard, very uncomfortable. I don't think that I could have slept well, at any rate, on that.
It was the next day, we had one of the ICU nurses, talk to us about, that's when the Ronald McDonald house came up. We were sleeping in Courtney's room in the chairs, and we knew nothing about, obviously we've heard about Ronald McDonald house, in the past, but we knew nothing about it. And once the nurse advised me, they have these facilities at the hospital for parents in our situation, I went and talked to the director, Lisa. She gave me a tour, showed me what it was all about, explained how it worked. It was just pretty much a calming effect. Once you walk through those initial doors, it's like you're out of the hospital, you're in more of a home setting.
We live 30 minutes away from Parkview, so it was nice to have like a second home to stay at. It was very nice not to have to think about getting in the vehicle and trying to make my way home, and so that was a very big relief to be able to have somewhere to stay and not have to think about where you're going. Just press the elevator and up to the Ronald McDonald room. I think we were just thankful at the beginning to have things that we could take a shower and brush our teeth. I think it was nice to be able to kind of bring Maddie up and get her away from the whole atmosphere of Courtney and ICU.
We would sit in the kitchen, would cook with my youngest daughter, Madison, and would play games out in the family room just to get us away from the reality of the situation at the time.
It was almost like you walked into another world to go up there. It made me feel a lot more comfortable. I would say that the Ronald McDonald house is the closest thing that you can get to having your own home.
As many times I've been through the drive-thrus at McDonald's, you always see the little container for donations to Ronald McDonald House, and you never really give it much thought until we live this, and now you go through there, you throw money in, and people that donate, it really means a great deal to be able to provide facilities to families.
I'm very thankful for people that donate.